Here we go. Hot Rods, blazing topics. It's your boy Hot Rod here, back with another one. Here with another episode. Oh man, guys, before we start, I gotta say Happy New Year. Happy New Year, man. What a blessing. It's a blessing to definitely see another year. Many people did not wake up to see the new year, and I'm definitely blessed to say I have, and I'm sure many of you are too as well. Before we do start, guys, I'd like to please say share, like, and subscribe. Tap the notification bar for other new videos, and share the content, man. Share the content, and continue to share the content as we grow. 2023. I'll start off by saying that 2023. It was a wild year, right? Many of us felt it was a wild year, but for me, I feel like it was a year that I've learned a lot. I know we say it all the time, right? We can learn a lot every year, but for me, this year specifically, it was the quickest. I know I tell a lot of people that I was running into. I was like, yo, I just felt this year was the quickest year that I felt that flew by from start to finish, and I didn't know what to make of it. I just felt like it was a year that when I really look back on it, was just like a processing year. Like I learned a lot of things within myself, within my surroundings, within conversations and people who I spoke to throughout the past year. And it was a lot of lessons. It was a lot of lessons. Things that I can take with moving forward, but I would say it was just weird, like going into the new year for me specifically, it just felt weird. I don't know about many of you guys, but it just felt when I was coming into the year, it wasn't true. It didn't feel like a true new year. Although all of us was like, hey, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. It didn't feel like it was a new year. It just felt like it was another day transition to another day. And I don't know if I can't speak for many of you folks, but for me specifically, when I was texting people, it just felt like, hey, Happy New Year. It just felt like mad vague. You know what I mean? It felt vague. I felt like it wasn't something that I was truly excited going into a new year. It didn't give me that, though, that holiday experience where you coming from one year and you transition to another. That motion just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. When I was texting people or calling people and saying, hey, Happy New Year, it just felt so dry. And it wasn't because they were giving negative energy, although I'll say one person gave me a crazy positive energy. And it kind of gave me that feeling a little bit. But everyone else, I don't know, it just felt like it was just one day going to another. I think maybe for me, I just felt like when I look back on things, I feel like everybody's still stuck on that COVID. Things obviously will never be the same. Right, things will never be the same, but I feel like things have not been the same for the past 3 years, and I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are just antisocial. We don't go out as much as we used to. Obviously, some people are kind of still feared, believe it or not, and believe it or not, COVID is still going around. It's wild. Every year is a new virus. Is a new virus that's developing, and new shots is coming out, and I think that's making people even more nervous because like every time we try to look for some type of hope in the future, then you hear about another virus that's coming out every damn season around the damn holidays, and it kind of just sets you back into that like protection mode again. It's just like COVID just started all over again, and I think it's been that way for the past 3 years, and like I said, it just made a lot of people not so social. We don't interact the same. When we're around each other, we still kind of nervous on how we approach one another. It just feels weird. So I think it kind of showed that way going into 2024. It just didn't feel right. It wasn't like I had that New Year feeling. It was like, hey, Happy New Year. Hey, Happy New Year. And it just felt awkward. It felt awkward. And to me, believe it or not, it still hasn't really, hit me or dawned upon me. I haven't had that new year feeling, and sometimes I wonder, like, if we could go back right in time, right? If we can go back to before March 12th, or even just go back to 2019. I felt maybe we all need to just go back to that time in 2019 or whatever date it was that we was notified, because believe it or not, I feel like other parts of the world knew before us that this shit was coming in, right? And it was like 2019, but it wasn't, it was 2019 when it was discovered, but it wasn't until March of 2020 when we all actually knew what the hell was going on. And then everything just canceled. Everything went into shutdown mode. But I always look back to, like, if I could just go back to that day before COVID started and that joy I know that I had, right? And that interaction I was having with people, man, I think we all could just go back to that time for that one split second before we heard the news of, hey, there's a virus and it's COVID and we all got to go into isolation. If we could just all go back to that day and just forget about the past 3 years that just happened and reset to now, maybe life would be different, right? Maybe we wouldn't be so antisocial. Maybe we wouldn't want to interact more. We want to hang around each other more, do more social events and stuff. But I just feel like everybody's in this like antisocial mode. We're isolated more now than ever. We don't want to really talk to people. We don't want to care to interact with people, meet new people, whatever case may be. We don't want to travel the same. And I just felt like it's starting to really show its hand as we go forward. And it doesn't seem like it's getting any better, right? People are kind of still feeling the same way. And I just think because every year we're finding out about these new viruses is coming out, that it continues to make us be precaution. We don't want to change. We don't want to change to make things better. We just want to become like kind of just neutral where we're at right now and just live life daily as we go. And I don't think that's the way to live. So for me, I just felt like, I don't know, it just feels like we got to go back to that time before COVID started, reset from there, and then try to live life moving forward that way. But I don't know. That's just what I assessed when I think about going into this new year. Now, I'm gonna definitely transition to this, what everybody would assume I'm gonna talk about today, right? Which is the New Year's resolution, right? New Year resolution, and we all know what that means, right? A lot of us go into the new year with goals, right? We have all these new aspirations. Like I just said, it don't feel like a new year, but you kind of know it is a new year. You have to kind of go with these new ideas, new aspiration, new goals in life that you set, right? The plan that you plan, things that you put in motion that you plan to develop over time. And when we think about New Year, right, resolution, we always wonder, okay, every single year we're going to a new year, right? We think about all these plans that we have, right? We set all these goals, right? We put a timeline of how we want to see things, go over time, and we want to see these plans develop. But then we all know that feeling after 2 weeks, after 3 weeks, after a month, some people after a week, right? It's easy to just give up, right? We start to see that, right? Even when I know, I said all the time, I hate when I go to the gym and you see all these new, all these new faces, which is great to see, but nothing pisses me off when I meet all these new people, right? Because I like to meet new people, believe it or not. I like to meet all these new people when they come to the gym. They come to the lockers, they put locks on the lockers, they hog them, they keep them on there for 2 weeks, and the next thing you know, you got the employees coming in with cutters and got to break the damn locks off, and you go, oh, there that person goes. And it's like, damn, you meet all these people, and after like 2 weeks, they give up and you don't see them again. And they kind of did. You would think, well, it doesn't really impact you, affect you, but it kind of does, because you kind of, you root for people. You root for people. You want to see people win. At least I do. So when someone tells me they're planning their goals and they come into the gym and then after a week or two they disappear, it's like, well, damn. That's kind of suck. That's a bummer. So I would say, please actually don't quit this year, yo. I know a lot of people who do that a lot often, but it's not even just going to the gym. It's anything that you plan to face, right? Any plan that you want to develop, right? Whether it's a business idea, whether it's you feel like you started classes, you going to school, and it's been a week or two now, and you got your damn loan money, you got back your fast for aid and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go too deep into it, but you got that loan, you got that refund check, and after a week or two, you really give up on school because you realize the semester is going to be really hard. Just stick with it. Just stick with it. Put a timetable on it. Don't do something that's that's beyond your means, right? If you set a plan for 6 months or a year, okay, from this year till the next 6 months, I'm gonna go and reach this goal. No, put small goals. Put small goals in place, increments, right? And small goals in place so that you can achieve the ultimate goal. So if you have a plan that you set out, right, and that's supposed to be in 6 months, okay, try 3 weeks. After 3 weeks went by, set another goal. Then go for a month. Then go for 2 months. And when 2 months come by, develop another plan that will lead towards that 6 months, and then go from there. Go for three months, then go for, and then eventually a habit will become consistent. You know what I mean? Because they always say take 30 days to break a habit, 60 days to be consistent, and then 90 days to make it a lifestyle. So follow a certain order that you know that's more realistic for you, so you don't give up on your goals. So because that happens a lot, and it sucks because this happens year in and year out, and I think over time it makes it worse. When you set out a New Year resolution and then nothing ever changes. So it's like, okay, you can't be the same person that you were 10 years ago. I can't be who I am at 31 now, and who I was at 21. And every year I come up with a New Year's resolution and nothing changes. I think that actually breaks you psychologically over time, because you're starting to realize, like, damn, every time I set out a New Year resolution, I don't stick to it. I give up. I quit. And the next thing you know, year in and year out, and you start to bring a lot of doubt, right? Then you start to call yourself, maybe I'm just a letdown. Maybe I'm just a failure. And that's because a lot of times we set goals in place that's not realistic, and we don't stick and hang on to it. So maybe try something different. Put smaller goals in place to reach the ultimate goals, and maybe you'll start to see change over time. So that's how I felt about when I think of New Year's resolution, because I didn't want to feel this way. Like I said, for me, I'm still trying to get into that mode. I'm still trying to get to that feeling that it is New Year, but it just haven't felt that way, and it probably realistically hasn't felt that way since COVID. And I think that's why I said earlier it's important to probably consider maybe going back in time pre-COVID to bring that feeling, that juice back. Maybe something that you felt that, but 2019 before COVID came along, that made you happy, that made you look forward towards 2020. And then when 2020 came, we only had a couple of months, and we were seeking out those goals, those New Year's resolution, and then things change and life changed. So maybe go back in time towards that feeling of what life was like before, and maybe put it in place now. And we can't obviously forget what happened for the past 3 years. We can't. This is going to be something that's a part of all our lives. It's something that was a part of our life, and it's going to be a part of our life for the rest of our life, right? And we can't take that back. But we can maybe at least change our output on it, and so we can have something positive to look forward to down the line, because I just think we're just still stuck. So now that's why, at least personally for me, I felt like going into this new year, it just has not been it for me. It don't feel like a new year. It feel like it's another day, that transition from Sunday to Monday. But that's what I said, man. And please, guys, don't give up. Put on expectations that you know that's realistic, things that you know you can actually stick to, something you can actually follow. And just don't be lazy. A lot of times it's laziness, procrastination that causes us to not really reach our heights, maximize our full potential that we can, because we get lazy. We're afraid what's going to come. Just live and stop worrying about what other people think, believe it or not. I think when you get to that point in life where you change those habits, for me, it was making myself feel uncomfortable in order to be comfortable. And when you get to that mindset, truly, I'm telling you, the world is yours. The world is yours. You are not afraid of trying and doing anything, because you're not concerned about what other people around you think, how they're going to react, or you actually want to care. You won't even care what the people think. You won't even care to ask. You're just going to do it. And I think that it's important to state that, because a lot of times that's what holds us back. So definitely just change those little small tweaks. Those really, believe it or not, those small tweaks can make a big difference on seeing a different outcome. So don't procrastinate this year. Don't be lazy. Just go for it. And I hate to sound cliche, right? But I love Nike. It's my favorite brand. So I always say, just do it. It is really just that simple. Just get up and do it. And change everything around you. Change everything around you that you feel that's holding you back. I know we talked a lot about that in 2023, right? Was blocking out the noise and not letting things hold you back. Change your surroundings, your scenery, right? The people around you, the places you go to, all those things we spoke of in 2023, actually apply it going into the year. As you start this year off, think about all those things, and then, apply it to your life and make it a daily lifestyle. So, guys, it's not easy to maintain it when you put a New Year's resolution, but I think if you make it more realistic and you set smaller goals, like I said, then you'll start to see things happen. So don't put too much high expectations, guys. Please, guys, start the new year right. if you feel like it's been a new year for you, yo, kudos to you. I want to get to that feeling. I want to feel how you feel too. And maybe I'll get there as the week continue. And maybe even next week, maybe I'll start to get there. I mean, I think this week specifically, I've been kind of focusing on a lot of the changes. So I guess now it's just about applying those changes and making it happen. So I think maybe starting next week or this weekend, I'll start to get into that groove, into that feeling. And then maybe I can get that New Year feeling too. But right now, for me, I'm just being honest, it's just not it. I'm not feeling it. But if you are, though, yo, kudos to you. Like I said, it's a blessing. Continue to strive. Whatever goals and plans you have in place, if you've seen that it's working, yeah, continue it. Don't be distracted. Go for it. Go for it all. Like I said, the world is yours, man. Accomplish everything. And I hope everyone has a great rest of their week. Have a great weekend. Happy New Year again. Hot Rod's Blazing Topic. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tap the notification bar for the notification of the new videos. Have a blessed one, y'all. Peace. My family, thanks for watching another episode of Hot Rod's Blazing Topics. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tap notification bell to get up-to-date videos. And please follow all of our social media for more on Hot Rod's Blazing Topics.